Today is January 5th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today on the Big Book, January 5th here of 2026, we are continuing Roman numeral 29, I believe, of the Doctor's Opinion. Out of the 12 and 12, we will finish up the foreword by reading page 18, and we'll read the 24 hours a day and daily reflection. So with that, my friends, hope you all are doing well today. It's just another brand new shiny week. And, we can kind of start this week just walking through these steps and these books and applying this program and these steps to our lives today. Starting the week off right. So with that, let's go ahead and get to the good stuff. All right, my friends. So out of the Big Book, we are on Roman numeral 29, and the last paragraph that we read, it was a heartbreaker, and it was one that I could certainly relate to, talking about how the phenomenon of craving develops, then it passes into a spree, then we emerge remorseful with a firm resolution not to drink again, and this is repeated over and over, unless there's an entire psychic change. So we are going to continue that thought again on Roman numeral 29 of the Doctor's Opinion. On the other hand, and strange as this may seem to those who do not understand, once a psychic change has occurred, the very same person who seemed doomed, who had so many problems he despaired ever solving them, suddenly finds himself easily able to control his desire for alcohol. The only effort necessary being that required to follow a few simple rules. Men have cried out to me in sincere and despairing appeal, "Doctor, I cannot go on like this. I have everything to live for. I must stop, but I cannot. You must help me." Faced with this problem, if a doctor is honest with himself, he must sometimes feel his own inadequacy. Although he gives all that is in him, it is often not enough. One feels that something more than human power is needed to produce the essential psychic change. Though the aggregate of recoveries resulting from psychiatric effort is considerable, we physicians must admit that we have made little impression upon the problem as a whole. Many types do not respond to the ordinary psychological approach. I do not hold with those who believe that alcoholism is entirely a problem of mental control. I have had many men who had, for example, worked a period of months on some problem or business deal was to be settled on a certain date favorably to them. They took a drink a day or so prior to the date, and then the phenomenon of craving at once became paramount to all other interests, so that the important appointment was not met. These men were not drinking to escape. They were drinking to overcome a craving beyond their mental control. Out of the 12 and 12, we're on the foreword, bottom of page 17 and all of page 18, finishing up the foreword of the 12 and 12. This startling expansion brought with it very severe growing pains. Proof that alcoholics could recover had been made. But it was by no means sure that such great numbers of yet erratic people could live and work together with harmony and good effect. Everywhere there arose threatening questions of membership, money, personal relations, public relations, management of groups, clubs, and scores of other perplexities. It was out of this vast welter of explosive experience that AA's 12 Traditions took form, and were first published in 1946, and later confirmed at AA's first international convention, held at Cleveland in 1950. The Traditions section of this volume portrays in some detail the experience which finally produced the 12 Traditions, and so gave AA its present form, substance, and unity. As AA now enters maturity, it has begun to reach into 40 foreign lands. In the view of its friends, this is but the beginning of its unique and valuable service. It is hoped that this volume will afford all who read it a close-up view of the principles and forces which have made Alcoholics Anonymous what it is. And a little footnote here, in 2017, AA is established in approximately 180 countries. "24 hours a day, January 5th. AA thought for the day. Have I turned to a higher power for help? Do I believe that each man or woman I see in AA is a demonstration of the power of God to change a human being from a state of chronic disease into a sober, useful citizen? Do I believe that this higher power can keep me from drinking? Am I living one day at a time? Do I ask God to give me the power to stay sober for each 24 hours? Do I attend AA meetings regularly? Meditation for the day. I believe that God's presence brings peace, and that peace, like a quiet flowing river, will cleanse all irritants away. In these quiet times, God will teach me how to rest my nerves. I will not be afraid. I will learn how to relax. When I am relaxed, God's strength will flow into me, and I will be at peace. Prayer for the day. I pray for that peace which passes all understanding. I pray for that peace which the world can neither give nor take away. Daily Reflection, January 5th. Total acceptance. He cannot picture life without alcohol. Someday he will be unable to imagine life either with alcohol or without it. Then he will know a loneliness such as few do. He will be at the jumping off place. He will wish for the end. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 152. Only an alcoholic can understand the exact meaning of a statement like this one. The double standard that held me captive as an active alcoholic also filled me with terror and confusion. If I don't get a drink, I'm going to die. Competed with, if I continue drinking, it's going to kill me. Both compulsive thoughts pushed me ever closer to the bottom. The bottom produced a total acceptance of my alcoholism, with no reservations whatsoever, and one that was absolutely essential for my recovery. It was a dilemma unlike anything I had ever faced. But as I found out later on, a necessary one, if I was to succeed in this program. Okay, that concludes today's reading, and some great stuff as always. Real quick, I love the 24 hours a day reading today about peace, right? I believe that God's presence brings peace, and that peace, like a quiet flowing river, will cleanse all irritants away. I might have said this a few times before, but back in South Jersey, back when I was a kid, my parents, they shared this half acre with our other neighbor at this dead-end street. It was great. We called it the Hill because there was a giant hill. There was an old drainage ditch down there, and the drainage ditch would feed into this little flowing stream. And there was three man-made ponds back there. And my sister and I, we would build like little trails in the woods and everything. But anyway, as a kid, a lot of times I would be by myself, and there was this little deck beside a stream. And a lot of times I just sit there, and sometimes I just kind of stare at that little stream and watch the stream just kind of flow by. And I watch little leaves. I'd break up these little sticks, throw them in the stream, and just watch them kind of just float on by. Occasionally I'd see a fish or something, swimming down the stream. And a lot of times I would just go out there to think or go out there just to clear my head. And as an adult, I got away from that, especially being so connected to our phones these days. It's easy to get distracted so quickly, and it's easy to have technology at your fingertips and you at everybody else's fingertips as well. But I've noticed for me, when I get away from all the distractions and I just have that quiet time, I don't know, it's therapeutic for me. And sometimes, again, I'll go out there to clear my head, or I'll go out there not to think about anything, or I'll just think about the grace that I've been given to be alive and to be sober today. And sometimes I'll just whisper a thank you to my higher power. I love this. God will teach me how to rest my nerves. I will not be afraid. I will learn how to relax. And I think it's on page 84 or 85. It's somewhere in there where it talks about how sometimes we'll face indecision. We won't know what to do. And I love the follow-up line. We relax and take it easy. We do not struggle. I borrow way too much stress. And I pick up some things that I don't have any business carrying. But anyways, my friends, I don't know if that made any sense whatsoever, but I hope you all have a great day today. I hope that you experience this peace that passes all understanding in sobriety. Sobriety is not always easy, but it's good. And I hope you have a great one. If you're sober today, you're a miracle, my friend. And if you're not, I hope that you know that you're worthy of recovery. And I pray that today you would make that first step toward it, whatever that might look like for you. But my friends, if we're given another set of 24 hours, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.